everybody, it is Erin or Gimme Yarn 418, and that is not usually how I say hello. I don't know how I do, but I think I usually say hey everybody. Anyway, today is Friday, August 5th, and this is TGIF. Thank God it's finished. As always, late. I had intended to do it last week or earlier this week and just ran out of time, but what are you going to do, right? So, I haven't actually been knitting as much as I usually do, which is I still have been knitting a lot. And I've become somewhat monogamous, which reminds me I need to find something. So I don't have as much volume of finished objects to show you, but I'm still pretty happy. What's been going on here? Not too much. It has warmed back up. We're in the upper 80s and it's kind of oppressive outside, and I don't typically like to complain about the weather because in 2 months I'm going to be complaining that it's cold. But it's very warm. Very, very warm. Thank goodness we have air conditioning so I can knit comfortably under my wool, oblivious to what it's like outside. Dogs. We had a lovely event yesterday. Came home from grocery shopping and Max decided to help us unload the groceries and found the grapes and ate the grapes and shared them with his sister. So grapes, if you don't know, and sorry, my phone. Grapes and raisins, to an even greater degree, are very toxic to dogs. They cause kidney failure. They shut down the kidneys. So we knew what to do, but we called our vet. We had to, I hope you don't have a weak stomach, we had to induce vomiting in both of them, which we did successfully within 15 minutes of this happening. So that was good. Thankfully we had what you need on hand. Basically, to induce vomiting in a dog, you need to force hydrogen peroxide into them. Not a lot. Max is 135 pounds and he got 2 tablespoons, and then after he vomited we gave him another tablespoon just to make sure he got everything up. Totally disgusting. Totally disgusting to go through, but it's saving your dog's life. And so we were moderately, they also didn't eat an extreme volume of grapes for their weight. If Dewey had eaten that many grapes, he would no longer be with us. But because they're so big, the amount of grapes they ate might not have bothered them, but why take the chance? This morning we took them, after watching them very carefully all night long, we took them to the vet to have their kidney values tested via blood work, a fasting blood work, and they all came back normal, which we kind of suspected they would, but given that it's Friday and the vet is only open a little tomorrow and then closed Sunday, and the nearest vet that we trust, emergency vet, is 2 hours away, why not run the blood work just for peace of mind for the weekend? So Max is downstairs completely gorked out of his mind because he also needs to take anxiety medication to go to the vet, or he decorates the floor constantly. It's disgusting. Ask me how I know. I took him to the vet by myself a few months ago. I had to shampoo my car. And it's covered for the dog. It was terrible. Anyway, you didn't come here to hear about my dog's bowels. And so they're fine. Dewey's great. Dewey didn't have any grapes. Kristen's doing well. I'm doing well. We're in the midst of some home renovations. We have bought a new couch, and because we needed a new couch, were holes in the fabric of our couch. So we're refinishing the floors before we pick up the new couch. So hopefully we'll be able to do that by the end of the month. But if not, it's a couch. We have a couch to sit on for now. This will just be a more presentable couch because we have company coming in a few months. So, and otherwise life has been pretty even Steven. Work's been busy for Kristen. Work's been busy for me. Lots of exciting things on the horizon for me. I'm just realizing that one of my magnetic tins is broken. The glue has come unglued, so I'll have to fix that. So, knitting, what have I been working on? I have 2 finished objects. Excuse me. The first is out of Trailing Clouds in the color Mind the Gap, and I've had this for years. Not years, maybe 2 or 3 years. Yeah, I guess 2 does constitute years. And the pattern is Kick in the Pants. It's a free pattern from, I believe, Lollipop Yarns. And here it is. It's great for self-striping. They match perfectly, except the heels, which I pulled from the opposite side of the ball. I love them. They fit amazing, and I cannot wait for it to get cold. Yeah, I really can't wait for it to get cold. To wear these on my tootsies. Huzzah! I don't know what number pair of socks that is for this year. I should do a goal update video sometime soon. And I also put this in Pam's Outside Your Comfort Zone knit along because I knit them on 9-inch circular needles. I can now say I've been there, done that, don't know if I'd ever do it again. I felt like Godzilla knitting with toothpicks. But I did get it to work. And the 9-inch circulars were the way for me to go because there are floats on the back of the socks, and it just helped me keep them more even instead of magic loop, which is what I typically do. The next finished object is going off to my LYS tonight because it was a shop sample for them. Excuse me. More coffee. It is called the Side Saddle Shoulder Sweater or Pullover. It's a free pattern by Peyton's. It's linked on my Ravelry, just like everything else. This was a bear. It's a fully seamed sweater, and there's a sewn-in zipper in the neck. But I have to say, I'm mighty pleased with how I did. None of this is knit in the round. I contemplated converting parts of it to knit it in the round, but opted not to. I'll show you. It's knit out of Cascade 220 in a brown color. Again, it's listed on my Ravelry page. So here it is. This is a size, oh, you can't see it all. This is a size 6. This is the saddle shoulder. So you knit the sleeve flat, and then you have this long skinny piece that gets attached in the back, and then you have to seam it to the front and the back. And anyway, so there is the back. Can you see it? Yeah. This is the only seam I'm not incredibly pleased with. My raglan seams, like where you attach the sleeves to the body, I'm pleased with those. I'm exceptionally pleased with my, where is it? Seam down the side. I think you can not even tell where it is. And I'm pretty pleased with the zipper. I'm more pleased because no one's actually going to be wearing it. It's going to be hanging up in the shop. So I'll show it to you again. There it is. And the collar is faced with stockinette, and then you tack it down here. And the facing goes over the zipper half of the way, which is nice because you can hide your terrible hand sewing skills because you hand sew this zipper in. I will say that sewing this zipper in was not as difficult as I anticipated it being, and it has prompted me to have plans to rip the zipper out of Kristen's Hero cardigan and sew it back in by hand because I really hate how it looks in Kristen's Hero sweater. So I think I could do it. I think it looks pretty darn good. I hope that Karen at the yarn shop is happy. White River Yarns in White River Junction, Vermont. There's my plug. If you're ever in the area, go. It's like no other yarn shop you'll ever go to. It's most inviting place to be. And yeah, you can always find someone sitting and knitting, and there's always someone there that can help you. So that is all my finished objects. 2 for 2.5 weeks. I don't know when the last time I recorded was. Let's see. The last time with my crazy eyes was the 18th, and today's the 5th, so 2.5 weeks ago. What have I been working on? Well, I decided I was going to do the 5 shawls in 5 days challenge. I did day 1. This is Knit Picks Stroll in the punky colorway, left over from my socks. I did day 2. Day 3. Day 4. Day 5. No. I haven't done them yet, but I've saved the patterns and I will do them. It's just getting to know shawl shapes, which I thought was very interesting. This one they had you block in a square, but if I were to do it, I would block it with, I don't know if I can show you. Yeah, kind of with V's like that. These are blocked, washed and blocked. Mini shawls. And you only knit on these for 30 minutes, so. My next whip is a pair of socks. It is out of this awesome yarn that was sent to me by Jen. Can I remember her? Jen, I apologize. I can't remember what your handle is now on Instagram. So it's Wool Sunday. I don't think they make this anymore because I've looked into it. And it was, the colorway is Bananas Are the Real Nuts. And it comes with 2 skeins, one in the solid, which I'm assuming is the bananas, and one in the variegated. And I'm knitting just a plain vanilla pair of socks. I haven't gotten too far into these. And I'm doing cuffs, heels, and toes in the yellow, and the rest of the sock in the variegated, and I love it. It's coming out really cute. Really, really cute. I couldn't find anybody on Ravelry that had actually knit with this yarn in this setup before, like with the 2 colors. So that's what I opted to do, and I do love how it's coming out. The colors are really vibrant. So that's another whip, because my mini shawls are a whip, I suppose. Another work in progress is white pine, which I have not touched. I have not touched because something has taken over my life. So there it is. This is my Rhinebeck sweater, hopefully. Yes, this will be my Rhinebeck sweater. A little concerned. No, I'm not concerned. I was a little concerned that it was going to be too big, but now I'm looking at it and it's not. So I haven't made any progress. That progress marker keeper is from the last time you saw it. So that will be finished, but probably not for Stash Dash as I had hoped. And I'll show you why in a minute. No, I'll show you why now. I cast on a new project, and it's called the Angry Sheep Sweater. It's a pay-for pattern on Ravelry. The pattern calls for fingering weight yarn. I'm knitting it in sport weight. Oh my gosh, my legs are asleep. Yeah, fingering weight yarn, but I'm knitting it in sport, as several people had done previously on Ravelry. And I'm knitting it out of County, and I'm knitting it, I don't have any ball bands. That's good. Great. I'm knitting it out of this gray and this purple to green, not variegated, gradient. And all the actual details are on, sorry, my foot is asleep, are on my Ravelry page, so that would be the best place to look if you want to know the colors. I apologize for that. And the black is just some Cascade 220 Sport. So here's the front. And right here is where the steek will go. And you can see the opening there as well. It's kind of askewed because I've been working on the sleeve. So there it is. And I love this sweater. It fits me exactly the way I wanted it to fit me. I think when I steek it, it is going to be perfection. Started on the second sleeve. I have lined up the 2 balls I'm using for the sleeves to start in approximately the same place. I don't care that they're not going to be matchy-matchy. It would be exceptionally difficult to do that. And I suspect this is going to take me a while. And then there's 30 rows of ribbing, just like down here at the end. But I love it. The colors are incredible. And it's kind of potato chippy where you're like, oh, let me get to the next stripe. Let me get to the next stripe. Let me get to the next stripe. So I love it. This down here is actually a tealy green, but you can't tell that in the video. I'll take some better pictures when it's finished. So there's that. I was hoping to have this finished this week. I may still, but I have a project pulled for the Ravelry games, so this might be put on the back burner just until I do that project and then finish promptly. I think the sleeves are going to take me 3, maybe 4 days, because in my world, sleeves take forever. They take longer than the sweater. So, I knit the sweater in about, I started it late last week, and the body was done 2 days ago. So, I love it. Look at those sheep. Love it. Highly recommend if you have, well, I highly recommend if you have a little bit of reading knitting patterns under your belt. I wouldn't say it's a beginner project. It's a beginner project in the technique, but the pattern is more a generalization in my mind than a pattern. Well, I mean, it is a pattern, but it's looser. And in one section, they say that every 3 centimeters or 1.5 inches, and then in the next section they say every 4 centimeters or 1.5 inches, so you really have to decide. There's a little bit of waist shaping, which I edited slightly to fit my waist the way I wanted it to do. I usually skip waist shaping. There's also some short rows in the back that I opted to leave out because they made the stripes, the colored stripes, thicker. And my OCD brain could not take that. There was no way to get around it. It made it 2 rows thicker just in the back, and I couldn't deal. I had knit two wrap and turn sections, and I had to tink back because I couldn't deal. I mean, that's the only way I can think of to say it. My brain did not like that. So you may see this next time. You may not. Finished, I mean. You'll see it next time regardless. I have done a video before of a steek, my first steek. But many people have said, you're going to cut that? So if you'd like me to record steeking this sweater, which I think is going to go fine. I have no reservations about it. I had a lot of reservations the first time. Let me know. And if there's interest, I will record the steeking. I will have Kristen record the steeking process. Because I really don't want to be worrying about camera and camera angles and stuff like that. So if you want to see that. Now you may be saying, but wait, wasn't there another sweater that you were working on? There is. There soon to be was. My Charleston Tea. I do love this sweater. I do. However, I have realized there's not enough yarn to do the hood, which I really want. sun's going behind clouds, I'm sorry. And I'm really not liking the way the lace is looking in this more rustic wool. So this is going to the frog pond live. Taking the needles out. I'm going to use this wool for another sweater. And I'm going to knit this sweater in a yarn that's a little bit less rustic, a little bit more drapey. There's a lot of stitches to pull off this needle. And I'm trying not to lose my stitch markers. So, I think I lost one. Oh well. It's almost off. It's almost off. Now, like I said, I do love the pattern. It's an extremely well-written pattern. It's an extremely fun pattern to knit. But I was trying to convince myself that there was enough yarn. And I was trying to convince myself that this pattern would pop a little more or look a little bit more dainty than it does. I don't know if dainty is the word. This is just, it's like Teflon. It's the only way I have to describe it. It's just not fitting. This yarn is more fitting for a solid sweater or a cabled sweater. Like, it looks good there. It looks nice in the cabled. I don't like it in the eyelets, so I'm not going to knit a sweater I'm not in love with. I'm in love with the aspects of the sweater, the pattern, and the yarn, just not together. So, what is next? Itchy eye. Well, I bought the new Harry Potter book, and then we watched all the Harry Potter movies, and I made a list of all the Harry Potter patterns I wanted to knit, which is absolutely ridiculous. So, what is next? Too many things to list. Kristen would like one of the Weasley twin hats, which I'm happy to do. And there are a few hats that Hermione wears that I would like to do, like the Godric's Hollow hat. She has a colorwork scarf that I'd love to knit, and some other things. And then there was another sweater that she wore that I wanted to recreate, but it was seamed, and that didn't bother me, but I didn't have the color. So for the Ravelry Games, I'm going to use this pattern. It's paper pattern, so I don't want to show it. Ladies Classic Raglan Pullover by Jane Richmond. And it's going to be striped, and it's going to be inspired by Hermione's sweater, but not exactly like it. She wears this really light gray sweater with these beautiful stripes. I don't have the colors for the stripes, and I don't have light gray. So I'm knitting it in dark gray and completely different colored stripes. But I think, oops, I think it'll be nice. You really can't see anything in that writing anyway. So this is going to be my Ravelry Games project, which is why Angry Sheep might not get finished before the next video, because there's only 3 weeks to knit this, but it's worth the wait. It should go a little faster. Then what's next? Okay, I have a few patterns here. I want to knit Pebble Beach. Nice, humongous shawl. I want to knit this here. I want to knit the Coming Home sweater. I have a beautiful red, deep red, like cranberry color. I want to knit this for Sadie because it goes up to size 10 years. And I just think this is adorable, and someone on Snapchat just knit this, and I love it, and it's seamless, which is my favorite. So this is just what I pulled up, and then, of course, there was that list, that small list of things I want to knit. But I need to get cracking because Stash Dash is coming to a close in a few weeks. I'm at 11,176 meters, and I put down for the 1,500 meters. I think I can make it. The Angry Sheep sweater is going to be about 2,000 meters. the Hermione sweater just over 1,000 meters. And so then I need 2,000 more meters. No, 1,000 more meters. So I got to get some smalls cranked out. Will I make it? I don't know. I don't know. What else? Put these to go downstairs. Nothing new. Nothing new. Oh, I got some mail from Z, and I'm not going to show everything she sent. She sent some stuff for Kristen. She sent some water bottles, which are in use. She sent this adorable bag, which has like, I won't be able to show you, but there's little like spongy pockets. And she sent a skein of scrubby yarn. She sent this awesome Batman keychain, which my keychain just broke the other day after I got this, so that was convenient. And she sent this little bag of goodies, which I thought we might look at real quick. This is Sheepwalk Fiber Art Studios. A little mini skein. Yes, I will use that. Some stitch markers. Love those. A little knitting stitch marker. I think that's knitting. Oh, no, it's polymer clay. Cute. Cute, cute. I have my polymer clay sheep stitch marker on my sheep sweater that she sent me. Ah! Did you know I love geckos? I actually have a gecko tattoo. Little known fact, I have a tattoo. She sent me this adorable gecko sheep marker. It's the Progress Keeper. That's backwards. Erin is a failure at showing. Two locking stitch markers, one of which I dropped, and two little buttons. There were some more buttons in there too, but those are still downstairs. Where's the other stitch marker? There it is. Pink. So, thank you so much, Z. You are naughty, and you don't need to send us stuff, but we appreciate it nonetheless. And Kristen loved her stuff. Loved her stuff. Pick these up. What else? There's one last thing that I wanted to share with you guys, and that is that there is a coupon code out right now. It was announced over on Amy Ming Mao's channel, and it is for the Southpaw Creation Etsy shop. There's a link down below, and it's for 10% off any purchase of $20 or more. And I am shipping internationally again, but there is a disclaimer on there that I am not responsible for fees assessed by the country that is destination country. I've actually looked into shipping things and marking it as a gift, and that can get me kicked off of Etsy. There are some very strict rules actually about shipping and marking things different than what they are, or devaluing something for customs. So buyer beware that your country may assess some customs fees if you choose. If you would like to purchase a bag and you live in another country, I'm happy to sell to you. It's just I have no control over customs. That being said, I think VAT is a big pile of poo. I don't think it's fair. I think it might be fair if you were spending like $10,000 in another country and having it shipped to you, but $20? Give me a break. Give me a break. Anyway, that is all I have for you today. I hope you are doing well. I'm at 30 minutes, so I'm going to say goodbye. Till next time. Bye, guys. Dewey, you want to go craft?